Hi, it's Solo P1. Welcome to F1 Flaming Tarmac, episode 71. This is the Monaco GP weekend preview, and plus we're going to talk about the what happened last week at Imola, just briefly, because this is more about Monaco. But before we go further, and I'll bring in my coach, who's my partner in crime, Toto Hammer. Can you please hit that like button for people talking who listen to us on the podcast? I mean, Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Amazon Music. Remember to recommend this podcast to everybody. F1 Flaming Tarmac, episode 71. So I'm going to bring in my coach, who's my partner in crime, Toto Abba. How's it going, Toto? How's it going, bro?
Man. Yeah, it's going well. It's going well, man. But yeah, feeling good. Yeah. Just, it's been chilling, look at the news, the football news, the sport news, and of course thinking about this Formula One weekend.
What's on football? God. Yeah, go
on. But yeah, so far feeling good.
Yeah, that's good. So what we're going to do now is the same thing. We're going to talk briefly about what happened last week in Imola. And then what we're going to do, we're going to start moving on towards Monaco. And we know what Monaco is. Monaco is a ball fest. We all know that Monaco is a ball fest. Basically, once you get pole, you've effectively won the race. And this is what I feel. This is why when the race starts, this is what I think of Monaco. That's exactly what I think of Monaco. Yeah. Anyway, so let's talk about what happened in Monaco. I mean, what happened in Imola briefly, Toto. What's your thoughts on Imola, man? What's your thoughts? I know we've done a little review after, but what's your thoughts on it? Now it's digested to
Imola was an amazing race. Towards the end, I think the first 25, 30 laps of the race weren't really that good, but as soon as the safety car came out, it kind of spiced things up a bit. Hamilton had an absolutely amazing race, finishing fourth for the Ferrari. It was absolutely amazing. So, but last end of the race, there was a lot of action, there's a lot of overtakes. Which one, as a Formula One fan in general, didn't even have a sport team. Formula One fan in general, you want to see action, you want to see overtakes, you want to see just a boring. Just any old race where there's barely any overtakes and all that. With this one, there were overtakes towards the end, so it was a kind of a waiting game for Formula One fan if you want to see the action. But again, towards the end, there was a lot of action. Of course, McLaren was guilty for the pit stops. They got it so wrong that time. Got a slow stop on McLaren three times. McLaren had a slow pit stop. So yeah, there's a few highlights of the race, but yeah, definitely Miller. If I had a chance to watch it back, I'd probably watch the last 20-25 laps of it. But that's it. Solo, you muted. Solo muted.
Sorry. I thought overall it was good. Max Verstappen winning it. And I think the highlight of the race was Lewis Hamilton. How Lewis Hamilton ended up finishing fourth in the race. Fourth in the race was absolutely amazing by Lewis Hamilton. And hopefully the car is there. Hopefully the car is back to where it's supposed to be. I didn't actually watch the podcast because I don't like the guy. I was watching the F1 one, and Lazenby was on there basically saying, is Red Bull there to spoil the McLaren party? No, he's not. I still think McLaren are the clear favourites in my opinion. I still think it's one of the McLaren guys that are probably going to win it. Probably Oscar Piastri. But we'll see what happens. But overall, I thought the weekend was good. So that is the brief look at what happened last week. Now let's move on to Monaco. That's what Monaco is. A big, wet fart. So let's talk what happened to Monaco. I'm going to bring this up on the screen regarding there was a little piece on the F1 website regarding Ferrari and Charles Leclerc. Let's bring this up for you. This is sorry for the audio listeners. We're looking at an article and it basically says They're from the Paddock Insider. And it says Leclerc insisted that Ferrari don't want to give up now, but what are his hopes of a Monaco GP race win? So we all know about Charles Leclerc. Charles Leclerc has been trying for a long time to win the Monaco race, and finally, he has. He won it, and finally, he won one last year. So, can he make it 2 years in a row? I think he won it last year, yeah. Can he make it 2 years in a row, the Monegascan Ferrari, Charles Leclerc? Can he make it 2 years in a row where he wins this Grand Prix? What do you think on what's your thoughts on this?
At the end of the day, I think it's very unlikely. But you know what Monaco's like. You have to win it in the pit stops. Of course, they're going to be a mandatory 2-stop strategy being put in place for Monaco. So that's going to be a bit interesting. It won't just be people, just pit once and that's it. There's going to be a minimum 2-stopper. So strategy, maybe not a lot of overtaking, but strategy is going to be a big factor going into the race. And about Leclerc, can he win his second one? I don't think so. Ferrari's just not there yet. They did well last race. Don't get me wrong. They did well last race, and they got further up, the field, bagging more points for the team. But I don't think Ferrari has really a chance. I reckon they could get a good amount of points. I reckon they can get like 5th, 4th, something like that. But I don't know. Maybe because they're going to be a 2-stop strategy, going to be a mandatory 2-stopper. So not necessarily if you qualify. Well, it isn't. So if you're in front in qualifying, you're going to win, yeah. But since it's a 2-stop strategy, anything can go wrong. Because usually teams go for a 1-stopper. Because let's face it, yeah, 1-stopper is probably the best strategy here. Because once you're in front, you get a good gap. You pit in, and you pit in early maybe, and then the other guy in front pits, maybe have a slow stop or whatever. I'm just waffling now, but look, if someone makes a pit stop, 1-stop is the best there because you can't overtake, because you can get a good gap in front, and all you got to do is just plant your car in the middle. It's like with Senna and Mansell. Them cars are way smaller than it was now, yeah, and they still couldn't overtake because all Senna did is plant his car in the middle. And
you're talking about the the Mansell one.
Battle. Yeah, the Mansell and Senna. Yeah. Even them cars back then were smaller than modern day cars, and they still couldn't overtake. So I just don't get about this track. Why we still have it on the calendar? Look, it's historic track for Formula One. It's been here for centuries. It's been here for years and years and years. Yeah. What? But end of the day, we just got to move on because even back in the Senna days, the cars were too big for the track.
Maybe in
the 50s and the 60s, the cars were smaller then. Yeah, maybe then. But now, no. The cars are way bigger now, and they won't even fit. You can barely overtake. This is
you said that already. I know.
What I'm saying, corners, I know. They're more likely to hit the barriers because they're too big for the track.
I know. So, yeah, that's basically what Monaco is. This is why Monaco is, and I'll continue to say that. I've been doing this since 2017, and I'll continue to say that Monaco is that. So basically, he's saying on there what a difference a year makes. Let me just resume this up. I'm reading the article for the people who's listening to on the podcast. What a victory a year makes. This time last year, Charles Leclerc fulfilled his childhood dream with a victory in the Monaco Grand Prix. It was his first of 3 wins in 2024. They didn't yield proper drivers' championship charge. Basically, Ferrari couldn't challenge for the drivers' championship, but the Monegascan but he did help keep Ferrari in the fight for the team's title until the very last race here for the constructors. So Ferrari stepped up last season, took a lot of points off McLaren, and and he won the race last year. Can he win the race this year? I don't know, because when I look at this year with Monaco, it's not one in strategy, it's one and qualifying. Whoever gets pole, 1 or 2, wins it. Don't matter what strategy you got, don't matter when you come in. The only way you can lose it is in the pits. That's the only way you can lose it. If you come into the pits and you're going to pit, and you leave and someone's putting a tire on, the rear tire gets stuck by about a couple of seconds, then your race is over. But predominantly, it's won at qualifying. Once you get pole or you get second, you're there. Obviously more pole, but once you get that pole, you've won it. That's it. And that's what we don't like about Monaco. They've been saying for a couple of years now that they're going to try and make Monaco a little bit wider. I can't see how they're going to do that. What they're going to do, knock down a classic wall, what's been there for 100 years, just to make the track bigger. I can't see them doing that, because remember, with Monaco, as soon as the Grand Prix finishes or the qualifying finishes, they pack everything up and it's back to normal again. It's a normal road. It's where people go to work, people go home. That's it. And this is between sessions. So between practice sessions and qualifying sessions, yeah, when one finishes, they quickly take everything down and it's a road again. It's very busy. It's a very busy weekend for Monaco, but we know why they go to Monaco, because it attracts a lot of stars, a lot of investments into Formula One, a lot of money. That's the reason why they go to Monaco. And Monaco is one of the most classic races in the history of Formula One. Remember, before Formula One started, there was racing at Monaco as well. So they're not gonna. It's like the kind of the diamond. My personally, the diamond in Formula One for me is Silverstone, because that's where it all started. First Formula One was in Silverstone, but Monaco is a classic track, and they'll never stop going there. And it doesn't matter how much people complain and they say that they're going to make the track smaller. They're not going to make the track smaller. The only thing they can do is make the car smaller, which that is going to happen in the next couple of years. Slowly but surely, we're going to get these smaller cars and go back the way it was, and that's what I'm going to be happy with. But regarding this article, never say never. Monaco, anything can happen. You could get one good lap in and you're in. Remember, it's not always about speed either with Monaco getting the pole. You know that, innit? It's not about speed, because there's no fast parts of the track. It's about aero, pure aero, and that's what it's all about. Once the one with the best rear wing wins it, and you know this, Toto. The one with the best rear wing, he wins it. It's not about. I don't think has he got a DRS on Monaco?
I think it's only the main straight, but that's it. Yeah, I think the main straight has only got DRS.
That's not really a DRS on, is it? Not really.
No, it's still tight.
So more news now. We're just looking at another article, guys, for people listening on iTunes and Spotify. It's about Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton is buzzing for the first time at Monaco weekend with Ferrari after taking positives from Imola. As we just said at the beginning, we was both discussing about Imola, how Hamilton probably should have got driver of the day, or did he get driver of the day? I'm not sure if he did, but he should be in contention for driver of the day. He was my driver of the day. He was absolutely outstanding. The car has finally come alive. Hopefully, this is a turning point for Ferrari. This is why I labeled it on my thumbnail as, is this the turning point for Ferrari? I hope Ferrari could start making some grounds on the other teams. I want to see Lewis Hamilton start winning some races in the Ferrari. So what's your thoughts on this, Toto, about Hamilton buzzing for the first time Monaco weekend with Ferrari after taking positives from Imola?
He should be buzzing. End of the day, you know, he had a good weekend. The car was looking quicker, if you think about it. So Ferrari could have added a few more upgrades on there. But yeah, the car was looking way quicker than it was compared to last weekend. They got the strategy right. And yeah, Lewis Hamilton can definitely do well on this track. At the end of the day, we're always going to say he just need a good qualifying. You know, if Lewis can't afford no disqualification from Q1 or Q2, you can't afford to go out of them, because you don't want to be stuck at the back of the pack. There's always cars at the back of the pack. It's a really, really tight corner. There's going to be a crash maybe. Every single time when it comes to Monaco, there's going to be a crash. It's better off for Lewis to at least get into Q3 and try finish as high as possible to try avoid that carnage all the way at the back, because if he gets into that carnage and the safety car and all that, there's going to be problems, because it's going to be a tight pack and barely any overtaking opportunities. But yeah, Lewis can definitely do well here. Done well here before in the Merc, and I won't be surprised with it here again, because with this track, it's more about your skills. Yeah, you do need a fast car.
I don't think it's about the speed of the car.
It's not all about the car. It's about
I don't think it's just skills. Yeah, skills and your rear wing.
Yeah.
You need a big rear wing, big one for the for the what do you call them, the control.
Downforce.
That's it, the downforce. Sorry.
Really, really high downforce track. So I think Ferrari could thrive here, to be fair, but just need a decent qualifying. That's all it's about. I think we'll be watching qualifying more, in depth compared to the race, because with the race, I don't think I'm going to get 3 lines of notes down, because it's gonna be that boring and that
it might be.
It's gonna be that boring and bland. Yeah, the only time we can get anything down is the pit stops. And that will be interesting. Don't get me wrong. Of course, I want to see overtakes, but strategy is always good as well, because it makes you think more. But yeah, with Lewis and Ferrari, I reckon they can do good at this track. Hamilton, as skillful he is, I reckon Hamilton could do good at this track. They're both good drivers. They can both do well. So, yeah, hopefully Ferrari does well.
Yeah. I'd like to thank everybody. We've picked up. In the past 48 hours, we've picked up over 180 subscribers. We are now on 8,628 subscribers. I want you to applaud yourself, because I think we deserved it. I want to thank everybody who supported us. And yeah, everybody supported us, man. Thank everybody that supported us. 8,628 subscribers. That's what we're on at the moment. That is absolutely outstanding. Outstanding. In 28 days, we've picked up 1,496 subscribers picked up in 28 days. That is absolutely outstanding total for our channel.
Yeah, man.
We keep going.
Thank everyone for coming on. Honestly.
Yeah, thank everybody for coming on and supporting us. Waniak or everybody. Thank everybody for supporting us. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's already got 8, bro. He's already got 8. But anyway, that's the F1 Flaming Tarmac. Toto, you got anything to say? What's your prediction for this weekend before we head off?
I reckon...
Because 20 minutes, coming up to 20 minutes now.
I reckon a Norris win. I'll go for Norris win.
Yeah.
Piastri second. I'll go with Max third. Russell fourth and Hamilton fifth.
Have you noticed? Did you see that overtake with when Lando Norris passed Piastri? That was cold.
That was
the overtake of the race. That was actually,
and it was
Lewis's one was good as well.
Oh yeah, Lewis was smashing it.
Yeah, Lewis's one was good. I'd say them two, man, was
that was the old
cold.
Lewis coming back. That was.
So that's the end of F1 Flaming Tarmac episode 71. I'm gonna try and I haven't uploaded none of these up on iTunes. I will start doing it soon. I think we've got about 7 in the bag now. So yeah, this is round 8 now, isn't it? Round 8 now. So we're on round 8. So it's not round 8, Monaco. So I got 8 uploads to do. I'm gonna upload them. I'm gonna try and upload 2 today, 2 in a couple of days after that, and we'll get up to scratch because all these ones go on audio. So big up to everybody. There's 16 hours, 35 minutes to go until the Grand Prix. And yeah, we'll be back probably. We've got some watch-alongs coming this weekend. We've got the Women's Champions League final. We've got Liverpool's last game of the season. And we've got some loads of stuff coming up, some stuff that we've got in the pipeline. But yeah, for everybody on iTunes and Spotify, I forgot about you. Remember, guys, if you want to listen to us, recommend the podcast to your friends as well. And leave a good feedback. That really helps out on the iTunes algorithm and Spotify as well. Stitcher, Amazon Music, wherever you get your podcast, we're there. Just type in F1 Flaming Tarmac and you'll see us pop up. Big up. So, Toto, anything go before we anything to say before we go? Because we've got that foot finger we're gonna do in a minute as well. Anything you want to say before we go?
Say, keep an eye out for the more streams because we'll be streaming more F1 when we've got time to. Yeah, we'll just keep subscribing, keep liking, keep sharing to whatever your friends or whoever. Yeah, just keep sharing and liking, and that'll be good.
Okay, big up to everybody. See you soon. We're gonna do that one now. So big up F1 Flaming Tarmac, F1 Flaming Tarmac, episode 1, and this was the Monaco GP preview. Big up.